April in Turkey. And the opening bout of the night is always so crucial. Just the five round fights as always. Real strength and depth for this Russian side, which is indicated by some of the alternates, some of the backup fighters they've got here this evening. The likes of Vladimir Nikitin, who's already qualified at bantamweight for the Olympics, Vitaly Donatsev. Boto Sagaluev just being introduced. Calderones looks a little bit tense to me. Sagaluev is much more experienced. Russia have had good success in this competition. They first came into it in Season 2, finished runners-up to Italia Thunder, semi-finals in Season 4 and Season 5. Bit of a surprise really that they've not won it, given the amount of good fighters that they have. They've got plenty qualified for Rio already. 8 in total. Good success at the World Championships back in October last year as well. So Sagaluev just settling into that southpaw stance. Most of these Russian fighters tend to switch it, so you'll probably see him switch to orthodox throughout the course of the fight. Calderones into the orthodox stance. Nice combination there from Calderones, and that's got the crowd going. Vargas was the venue for the American Confederation Boxing Championships back in August last year, all the Continental Championships taking place at pretty much the same time. So a very busy year for AIBA Boxing. There was WSB, APB, the Continental Championships, the Pan American Games, the inaugural European Games, the World Championships. And again this year will be exactly the same as we get down to the business end of Olympic qualification. 60 fighters across the 10 weights have made it through already, through WSB, APB and those World Championships. Another 190 to go. Nice right hand on the inside there from Calderones. And this is an entertaining fight already as we head up towards the midway stage of this first round. Both of these two happy to stay in the pocket and engage for the most part. Sagaluev just holding out that right hand, that southpaw lead, trying to gauge the distance really. Calderones letting go with a right hand of his own, and the feet almost coming together there. The occupational hazard when you have an orthodox fighter against a port-sider, as they're sometimes called. Left hand got through there again from Sagaluev. He does like a right hook, Sagaluev. We haven't seen too many of those so far. Definite height advantage in there for Calderones, which you'll be able to see. Left hand found the target for Sagaluev there once more. Referee telling Sagaluev, I think, to keep his head up. I think he's getting a little bit overzealous there, to be perfectly honest. They're very keen, AIBA, on avoiding head clashes, which is understandable. The Heads Up campaign being rolled out across the world. Initiative introduced at the World Championships, but Sagaluev boxes out of a kind of crouch, and you can't really discourage his natural style. There's been no sign of the heads coming together just yet. And he's done the more accurate work in this first round, the Russian fighter. There's a nice stinging right hand there, a right hand lead almost. He just got caught with the left hand as he was coming in there, Calderones. He was slightly off balance as he came forward, just coming over the top of his front foot. So a good first round there by both of these two. Entertaining stuff. I think that'll just maybe settle Calderones down a bit. He did look a little bit tense, I felt, as the ring introductions were being made. No Venezuelan fighters qualified for Rio just yet. They will get their chance. I mentioned those continental qualifying competitions. There's one in Argentina, another in Cameroon, another in China. That's in March. And there's a right hand that got through, a right hook that I mentioned. Nice little uppercut there from Calderones on the inside. Funnily enough, when he gets closer in, he seems to do his better work. You sometimes find that with taller fighters. It's easy to assume that they want to keep it at range and get behind a jab if you've got that advantage of reach that comes with the extra height, but not always the case. Good right hand there to start the round from Sagalua. Didn't get a look at the scores after the end of the first round. Not yet anyway. I would have given that one to the Russian myself. Boxing always just a question of distance. Can you find the right distance to land your punches? Sagaluev wants to get right in close if he can. Calderones just needs to be half a step further away to get those longer levers working, and Sagaluev just throwing in combinations there. Most of those were caught on the forearms, caught on the gloves. A good footwork there from Sagaluev through the right hand and then just span away to his right hand side. Haven't really seen him switch to orthodox just yet. Just caught a little bit square there. Referee again. Keen for him to keep the head up. 5 scoring judges at ringside, 3 of whom will be selected at random as always. Missed with the left hand there, Sagaluev. Calderones has tried to catch him on his way past. Maybe just delivered a couple to the back of the head. Sagaluev just jabbing to the body. I mentioned Vasily Egorov right at the start there. He got silver at the World Championships. Ioannis Argalagos of the Cuba Domadores and the Cuban national team winning gold. Just maybe overreached with the backhand slightly there, Sagaluev. As he was looking to throw it, his back foot just came around slightly, brought the weight forward. Calderones just needs a little bit more belief here that he can get through. Just trying to use those feet a little bit more. He is tending to stand in front of Sagaluev at times. Just inching forward with that front foot, just coming forward in straight lines really, whereas Sagaluev is always circling, always using the perimeter of the ring. It was a good win for Russia in week 3. Their week 1 match has been put back, I think, to the 2nd of April from what I've seen, which is right at the end of the scheduled group stages, as the bell sounds at the end of the 2nd round.
Gobierno Bolivariano de Venezuela, Ministerio del Poder Popular para la Juventud y el Deporte, Instituto Nacional de Deporte, Federación Venezolana de Boxeo, Gobierno Bolivariano del Estado Vargas, Alcaldía de Vargas, WSB, World Series of Boxing, Caciques de Venezuela.
I'd be surprised if any of the judges didn't see it that way. He's been the busier of the two. Offensively, Calderones has done a reasonable job. He's coming up effectively, but the volume of punches is coming from Sagaluev. I don't think there's any right coming back with the left. Sagaluev landing a left and then a right of his own. Well, a very quick look at the scores there tells me that the first round went to Calderones on all 3 judges' scorecards. The second going to Sagaluev, so 19 apiece on all 3 cards after 2 rounds. Interesting. I felt that Sagaluev won that opening round. The judges went the other way, so it's very evenly poised after a couple of sessions. Good left hand there from Sagalua, just throwing it out of the crouch, an overhand left almost. Calderona's trying to chop down with the right, just found fresh air. Calderona's looking to dig to the body there with the left hand. And this is good from the Venezuelan. He's got into that three-quarter distance, managed to get the uppercut away. Sagalua had the opportunity to throw a combination there and he didn't take it. Good stiff left hand though from the Russian. That's a nice combination from Sagalua again, and it finishes with a jab to the head followed by a left to the body. Just pushes that jab out at times, Calderona's. It's not a real weapon for him. It's not a punch he's particularly developed by the look of things. Looks for the right hand more. And he will have a height advantage at 49 kilograms, Calderona's. He is tall for the weight, but he doesn't really use it. Let's go with a big uppercut there that misses, then comes through with the left hand. I think Sagalua is just slowing slightly here though. Feet square, just throwing there. Sagalua. There's been a high pace in this fight so far. It always is at the lower weights. Calderona's missing with the right hand, but then making Sagalua miss himself. Good cupping left pair from the Russian. Catches him with a jab. Again, he's just got his gloves down and walking forward a little bit at times, Calderona's. They're both landing simultaneously almost there. Calderona's just pushing Sagalua off with the forearm. This is a very entertaining fight. Left followed by right, another right getting through there from Sagalua. The crowd really appreciating this one, and these two neglecting defence at the minute, just standing and trading in the middle of the ring. Both landing plenty. I'd say that Sagalua is getting the better of it. He's just slightly more elusive. Looks a bit more on defence. Moves his head more, and upper body more. Referee again warning them both about the heads this time. There's not been any kind of head clash so far, and that was a good entertaining 3 minutes. Some very good fighters through to the Olympics already at 49 kilograms. Alex Vargas, I mentioned Medvedev, Paddy Barnes, violently qualified by WSB. China, Luzan Shekhinpov of Kazakhstan. Of course. Already from this one, against the team of Conquerors. 5-0 away against China Dragons. Scoreline that the Cubans are all too familiar with. There's that little stiff left hand that does get through a bit too often, really. Followed by right there. Just good clipping, cuffing blows. Again, another short right hand there got through from Sagalua, and Calderona's is just trying to bully Sagalua a bit in there. Just trying to roughhouse him and get him into the distance he wants to. He pushed him off with the forearms to try and get him back on the ropes and set him up, which really the referee should have had a word about. But Calderona's has come out throwing at the start of the 4th round, trying to bring those physical advantages to bear, but at the moment it's Sagalua who has picked the better punches. Digging to the body there, he does get some good meat behind those, Calderona's. Just digs his toes in, sets himself, and really pumps them in. There's that straight left again. I don't think Calderona's is bothered by the power of Sagalua at all. But the problem he's got is that he's having to take one, at least one to land one. He took a couple there. Good right hand there from Calderones, and it just caught Sagaluev on the way in as well. There's a good right coming back from the Russian. Short punches, they don't travel too far. But it's just a decent amount of dig in them. It just stops him in his tracks, doesn't really move him too much, but stops Calderones coming forward. And again there, I think he's unravelling a bit here, the Venezuelan, to be honest. He's been caught very regularly. He is still punching back, but he looks a little bit shaky. In the corner are just looking on with a touch of concern, I think. Sagaluev is finding him easy to hit in this fourth round, very easy to hit. I'd be tempted, if I was one of the judges scoring this, to score this 10-8, but down he goes. No knockdown, says the referee, which is interesting because it looked to me as though a punch started his descent to the canvas there. Possibly the feet just got slightly tangled. And he's very, very unsteady. He's very shaky. I would definitely score this a 10-8 to Sagaluev, and the corner might be starting to think about this, I think, for the Caciques of Venezuela. And a standing count from the referee, and I'm not surprised he has a look towards his corner, and he looks all in to me. I think they might look to rescue him here. There's not too long to go in this round, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have a good look at him between rounds and ask him if he wants to go on. The gun shield has come out, and he's just getting picked off at will here. And it's a little bit painful to watch, if I'm honest. He must have put a lot into those first 3 rounds, Calderones, because really the feet have stopped moving, the head has stopped moving, the gloves are up, and I think they may have said that enough is enough there.
TKO!
And it is. It's a TKO win for Bator Sagaluev, who just got through with an unanswered volume of punches in that 4th round. And as I said, I could see the stoppage coming there. I could see the corner having a good look. And when you see a fighter, when he's given a count, look over to his corner like that, you just get the feeling that he wants him to step in, he wants saving, he doesn't want to quit. That's the last thing that any boxer ever wants to do, is say that he doesn't want to continue. Your corner needs to know when he's had enough. And the Venezuelan corner knew that he'd had enough, and they pulled him out. So a good win and a good start to the bout there for the Russian boxing team. Sagaluev doesn't waste much, does he? He's a very accurate puncher. Calderones, I think, probably just needs to work on his conditioning a little bit, maybe, because he showed some good skills in there. But as I said, he just unravelled in that 4th round and really was just standing there like a statue at times, taking left hands, right hands combinations. Stood up to it, but really there was no need for him to take any more punishment. Just waiting for our MC to step through the ropes and give us the official final announcement, but it will be a point in the bag for Russia there, as we've seen. Cracking contest coming up at bantamweight, really is, between Hector Garcia and Bakhtavar Nazarov. Those two have got some medals in the cabinet between them.
Por nocaut técnico, TKO. En el 4º round de Russian Team Boxing, Bator Sagaluev.
And the win confirmed for Sagaluev. Looks like a good operator, a good competitor, gaining some valuable experience at what is a very, very high level in the World Series of Boxing. And it's those short punches that just started to take it out of Calderones. Just like an energy bar in the top corner of a computer game screen, just being whittled down, really. And there's when the referee jumped in to give him the standing count, and he's almost out on his feet there. bantamweight's up next. Hector Garcia, representing the Caciques Venezuela from the Dominican Republic. 2 silver medals last year at the American Championships and also at the Pan American Games. Bakhtavar Nazarov boxed for Russia at the World Championships. Won gold at the European Games in Baku. Won his previous 3 major APB competitions before those World Championships in Doha. I was lucky enough to be commentating on those, and the overall standard was absolutely supersonic. There were some tremendous performances. Russia had 2 gold medalists in Vitaly Donatsev and Evgeny Tishenko. A silver for Vasily Yegorov. Russia have already got a boxer qualified for Rio at bantamweight. Vladimir Nikitin qualified via last season's World Series of Boxing, as did Michael Conlon of Ireland. Conlon then won gold at the World Championship, so qualified through 2 different routes, as did the likes of Lazaro Alvarez, Mohamed Rabi'i, Arlen Lopez and Julio La Cruz. Complicated matters slightly. Countries having to choose which door they would walk through, if you like. Well, this is Bakhtavar Nazarov. And as I mentioned, won gold at the European Games last summer. 2015 World Series of Boxing, lost to Rabesi Ramirez of Cuba. Ramirez, another excellent fighter, was at the AIBA World Youth Championships in Armenia in 2012, as was I. Didn't get past the first preliminary round on that occasion.
Y ahora vamos a recibir por Caciques de Venezuela, Héctor, el androide Garcia.
Hector Garcia making his first appearance in WSB this season. Jose Diaz boxed at 56 kilograms in week 1. He won as well against Ricardo D'Andrea. Diaz represented Venezuela at the World Championships after he got a bronze at the American Championships, but it was Garcia who got further. As mentioned, he picked up a silver in Vargas and then a silver at the Pan American Games, which were in Canada last summer as well. So this should be a very interesting contest.
The second fight for tonight in the bantamweight, 123 pounds.
Personal técnico para este combate. Juez número 1, Clemente Carrillo de Ecuador. Juez número 2, Roland Labé de Canadá. Juez número 3, José Bonet de Puerto Rico. Juez número 4, Gerardo Poggi de Argentina. Juez número 5, John Nordin de Suecia. Árbitro para esta pelea de Brasil, Marcela Souza. Señoras y señores, en la esquina azul,
In the blue corner,
de Russian Boxing Team, Nazarov Bakhtavar. En la esquina roja,
in the red corner,
de Caciques de Venezuela, Héctor Androide Garcia.
Head up, no holding, no low blow, okay? Touch.
Fight has just been called to the centre of the ring for the final instructions from the referee, who almost ended up taking the MC's microphone with it. I mentioned that European Games win for Nazarov, and it was a good win in the final as well. He got past Dmitry Asanau of Belarus, who's qualified for the Olympics and picked up a bronze medal at the World Championships in Doha. Bantamweight's a really good competitive division. No better example of that, really. And comes with the fact that Andy Cruz is qualified for the Olympics for Cuba and Kuwait. And Rabesi Ramirez, both at that weight for the Cubans, two exceptional talents. Only one of them can go. In fact, in the WSB final last year in Astana, between the Domodores and the Astana Arlans, Cruz was the box-off competitor at bantamweight. If the box-off were required, and Ramirez competed at 56 kilograms. It was Cruz who competed in the Pan American Games, so that gives you some kind of idea of just how deep this division is. Garcia, a more kind of rangy southpaw. Nice right hand there from Nazarov. Got through. Nice right to the body there from Garcia. Nazarov just stooping in, trying to jab. He's just having his left arm tied up there on the blind side of the referee by Garcia, an old trick. Again, although he has the height and reach advantage here, Garcia, he doesn't particularly use it, and his shoulders are kind of rounded. Not much has landed from either fighter in this round so far. He goes to the body with the left hand there, Garcia. Nazarov has been busier. That's a good stiff left hand that got through there from Garcia. Good scoring punch, that one. When I say Nazarov has been the busier, there's been more activity from him. But I don't think necessarily that any more has got through. Maybe, if anything, that one single shot that we saw from Garcia a few moments ago could be enough to take it. Nice combination on the inside there as well from Garcia. Just left a left and a right go, and then slipped underneath the left hand from Nazarov.
10 seconds. No holding. Stop.
Bell goes at the end of the first round. Not an easy one to score, that. I would be tempted to go Garcia's way. The work rate, though, was intent. It has to be effective.
Pero tú sabes que puntero, que te tira, pata atrás y trabaja con el golpe por dentro y gancho y derecho otra vez arriba, ¿oyó? Y cuidado con esos ganchos, así mismo como va mi cate 2 veces. Cuidado, porque te está tirando mucho golpe puro, ¿eh?
And there's another good cupping left hand there from Garcia.
No hold, okay?
Right hand landed there from Nazarov, though. And got through there again also. So, as I say, not an easy one to score. It doesn't look like we're going to get a look at the scorecards after the first round. Just trying to pop that jab out a little bit more at the start of the second round, Garcia. Just wandered in a little bit behind the left hand.
No holding. No holding. Break!
Backhand there from Garcia, was caught mainly on the gloves by Nazarov.
No holding. Stop! 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 No holding. No holding, okay? Box!
Garcia does tend a little bit when they get close to each other just to try and wrap his arms around Nazarov.
No.
And Nazarov is at it
Right.
just as much there though.
No. Right.
Just got a little bit messy in the second round so far this. He's ready to let the uppercut go with the left hand there, Garcia, and right at the last second just got a little bit gun shy. Looking for the right to the body. Garcia was. Nazarov just dropped the elbow on it. Pretty wild overhand right there from Nazarov. And just stepping behind the right hand again by Nazarov. He just overbalanced a little bit.
Head up.
Neither, you would say, has really managed to find the right kind of distance yet. Nazarov is trying to spring in from distance and then get a couple of punches away and almost end up on Garcia's shoulder. It's a difficult kind of tactic to counter for Garcia. He's got to try and catch Nazarov on the way in, really. And as soon as he gets a little bit too close, then it just smothers Garcia's work. And again, this is not a very easy round to score.
No holding.
It's a messy fight, as it can often be when you have an orthodox against a southpaw.
No.
Garcia just clipped Nazarov with the right hand towards the end of the round. And again there. End of the second round.
Я 100% уверен. Ты в этой руки отдаешь победу, понимаешь? Ты должен на классе сейчас распускать его.
Ты давай немножко голову включай. Мимо 2 раунда. Ты что делаешь-то? Я тебя не узнаю, блядь. Да, блядь, боксировать вместе, блядь. Ну как
Nulo, ¿no? Para este lado de mano izquierda de él, porque es nulo. Oye, vivo, así mismo.
That's interesting. Three of the judges there going for Garcia, as two of them obviously did in the first round as well. The other one went for Nazarov in the first round, so we have two scores of 20-18 in favour of the home fighter and one all square.
No holding. No holding.
Round número 3.
I've slightly preferred Garcia in both rounds myself, so 2018 is how I would have it, but both rounds have been tight. Nice little flurry there from Garcia at the start of the third. And that was a good shot there, just in the centre of the ring, square onto us really. That kind of distance is no good for Nazarov. He has to spring in from the outside, because if they're swapping jabs from there, then Garcia can land and Nazarov can't. It's quite simple due to the difference in reach between the two. He does look more effective though on the inside, Garcia, just as Calderones looked in the opening fight. A taller fighter, you can just plant your feet and really get some purchase. It's a slightly lazy jab to the body he throws there at times, Garcia.
No holding, bro. No holding, bro.
Nice crisp 1-2, stiff backhand. He's taken mainly on the forearms by Nazarov. Midway point of the contest, halfway through this third round. Argentina Condors at home against the Replica Hussars of Poland.
No. Only box. No holding.
Later on tonight. mentioned how competitive this group has been. It's been 3-2 scorelines all the way so far.
No holding. Make. No holding.
He had an opening there, Nazarov, to throw that right hand, and he just hesitated. Again, it's fairly messy this third round. And once again, there's not an awful lot to choose between the two of them, but it's combinations like that that again might just nick the round for Garcia. That was better from Nazarov. He managed to just slip away to his right hand side and shovel in a right hand. Garcia comfortably just getting those knees and getting underneath that right hand from Nazarov, and a nice little screw punch there, 45-degree punch from Garcia to finish the round right on the bell, maybe slightly after it, but no complaints there from Nazarov.
Le damos la bienvenida a todos los medios de comunicación que nos visitan, prensa, radio y televisión.
Чуть-чуть получше.
Bienvenidos a muchachos de Mexicano Televisión y General, y también los chicos de Directo YouTube, el Radio Nacional de Venezuela. Próxima cartelera de este mismo escenario, viernes 26 de febrero contra Cóndor y Argentina.
Good short left hand
Vamos.
from Garcia as Nazarov was just trying to wade his way onto the inside. Nazarov getting through with some scoring punches there as well.
Round número 4.
So into the fourth. It was 20-18 on 2 scorecards and 19 apiece after 2 rounds.
No.
Good aggressive start to the round from Garcia.
Sube la cabeza. Box.
Good short left hand as well. On the way in
No
there
holding.
from Garcia, just caught Nazarov.
No holding. No holding.
Left to the body was a decent shot there from Garcia as well. He's beginning to time Nazarov as Nazarov tries to get inside that reach and get to work from close quarters. Nazarov just finding it difficult really to land anything clean on Garcia. Good left hand there from Garcia again. Didn't travel all that far. That southpaw backhand is quite frustrating, I think, for opponents at times. Quite deceptive. Doesn't seem to do an awful lot. Doesn't seem to be anything particularly special about it, but it's amazing how often it manages just to find its way through. Overhand right there from Nazarov with a decent shot, just as Garcia was looking to get to work.
No. Cabeza.
Slightly ragged from Garcia. One of those hooks managed to find the target. Nazarov just firing back with a left hand. Launched himself in from a long way out with that backhand there. A big overhand right.
Cabeza. See? Box.
Again, the fighters being warned about the heads. It's a good combination though from Garcia. It's that kind of thing
No
that
holding.
catches the judge's eyes. A little bit of blood coming from the nose of Nazarov. And that was a nice meaty looking left hand as well there from Garcia, just swung from the hip. And so far I've got Garcia winning every round, not by a lot.
Stop.
But he's just been slightly the better fighter, I would say, in all 4 of these so far, which is a bit tough, really, on Nazarov. If the judges are seeing it the same way as me, of course, there's no guarantee that they are. But he's just coming off slightly second best. Well, the bottom 2 judges are seeing it the same way as me, 40 points to 36. The other has got it 39-37, or translated 3 rounds to 1. So he's very much in control of this, and it will take a massive final round for Bakhtiyar Nazarov to turn it around. Essentially, he's got to stop Garcia. Judges can score rounds 10-9, anything down to 10-6, and anything in between, obviously. You don't have to get a knockdown to score a 10-8 round. It's a superior scoring system, I feel, to professional boxing in that sense. It's all about interpreting dominance. But he needs 10-6s here, Nazarov, which essentially means that he's got to stop Bakhtiyar Garcia. It's going to be possible to score a 10-6 without the fight being stopped, really. And to be perfectly honest, you can't see that happening. Garcia again, just planting that right foot and letting those punches go from around the waist. He gets good power when he does that. Look at the fighters qualified at this weight. I mentioned Nikitin, Michael Conlan, Andy Cruz, Dmitry Asanau, Nurjan Akhmadaliev, who Conlan beat in the World Championship final. There's a host of good fighters there, and there's plenty more to come.
No holding. No holding. No, no. No holding. Head up.
It's a nice bit of work there on the inside from Garcia. Popped through with the backhand and got in close and let a couple go, and that was a nice wounding right to the body, and another one there. And the blood beginning to come again from the nose of Nazarov, who's never stopped coming forward. He's certainly in very good shape.
Stop! Stop! Head up!
Into the final minutes. Left hand lands in the nose there of Nazarov again from Garcia. It's been a good performance from Garcia because these are two skilled fighters.
Only
He's
box!
handled Nazarov, I wouldn't say with ease, but he is, I would say, quite clearly the better of the two. I know that's being reflected in the judges' scoring, but
Stop! Stop!
really, if you win
No.
1 minute
Okay.
and 35
Stop.
seconds of
Stop.
a round,
No,
then
no.
you will win that round.
Box.
It doesn't necessarily mean there's a big gulf between the two. Good finish to the fight as well,
No, no.
and it will be
No,
one
no.
apiece
10
in
seconds!
terms of points after 2 fights, after 2 bouts in this match. Final bell about to go any second now,
Stop!
and he finished with a good left hand there, Garcia, and it was a polished performance, a good performance, and a good fight between two very good fighters. Garcia will get it, and I think he will get that final round on all 3 scorecards without any real doubt. So it'll be 2 scores of 50 points to 45 and one of 49 to 46. It's that 3/4 distance was where Garcia did the damage, and as the fight wore on, he managed to hold him at that kind of range more effectively. Garcia just a little step back at times allowed him to get those arms working, Nazarov just slowed down slightly as he was caught more. So it'll be one apiece after 2 bouts, which just sets things up very, very nicely.
Ganador por decisión unánime, la esquina roja de Venezuela.
Well, 2 scores of 50 points to 45, so 5-0 in terms of rounds there. And the other one, I think, was 49 to 45, which would mean that Judge has given that final round as a 10-8. Which I think was maybe a little bit harsh, if I'm honest, on Vakhtavon Nazarov. Just to look here at some of the outstanding fighters competing in WSB, the likes of Rabesi Ramirez and the Cruz, Vasily Levitt we saw there as well. So light welterweights up next, and it will be Jesus Correa for Caciques Venezuela and Avak Uzlian for the Russian boxing team. Well, just a slight delay here. That's Avak Uzlian, you can see in the background there. Waiting patiently. Well, here is Avak Uzlian, 24 years old. 2012 European champion. A lot of strength and depth in this weight division as well for the Russians. Vitaly Donatsev, the world and European champion, has qualified for Rio, and he's actually the reserve for this bout. So again, this is a case of Uzlian being given an opportunity in WSB. And Jesus Correa, just 18 years old, so this is a big, big night for him. In week 1, it was Luis Arcon who boxed at the World Championships in Venezuela. He competed at this weight. He lost to Germany's Kaspriot Sopa. Correa will just be soaking this all up. Uzlian by far the more experienced of the two. And the match evenly poised at 1 bout apiece.
Señoras y señores,
Viene aquí, aquí.
categoría 64 kilogramos.
For the final bout of the night in the welterweight, 140 pounds.
Personal de Brasil, juez número de Suecia, juez número 3, Argentina, de Canadá, juez número 5, Clemente Carrillo de Ecuador, árbitro para este combate de Puerto Rico, médico, doctora Vladimir Manzanares, comisionado Aldo Bisbal. Damas y caballeros,
Havak Uzlian given a decent hand by the crowd, but it'll be nothing compared to the reception that Correa gets. And again, a difference in height between the two, you can see there. Correa quite clearly the taller of the two. Uzlian a more squat, stocky kind of customer. Referee just trying to catch the attention of the ringside supervisor, I think, there before the bout gets going. And we have two orthodox fighters here. Correa just trying to fire off a left hook. And the early signs are that he likes the left hook as well. He's thrown quite a few already, leading with that left hand. Not seen Correa fight before. Uzlian just trying to barrel his way onto the inside.
Hey, head up! Lucia, head up!
Uzlian again has caught a left hand there. That was a good sweet punch there from Correa. Just leaning back, taking the weight back, and fired off that left hand. He does have a good reach too, so the tools are there for Correa, really.
Right!
The first minute, really, has set this up as being a fighter who will like to try and keep things at range up against one who will need, and prefers in any case anyway, to move onto the inside and try and rush his man slightly if he can. Correa tries to let go with the backhand, and then I don't think it was caught all that cleanly there, but Uzlian has certainly taken from some encouragement from that, rather. Can't get sloppy here, Correa. He has a quite nice, loose, languid style, but he can also tend to stand a bit upright with his chin up in the air at times. And this could be an interesting one, I think. Terribly off balance there, Uzlian, as he threw the left hand. He just went stumbling past Correa, really. Correa just rolling those shoulders, trying to invite Uzlian in. Russian at the moment, not falling for it. And that's where Uzlian wants it. He doesn't mind getting on the chest of his opponent and just letting those arms go. Bent arm work, really. Hooks coming in from the side. That's where he would prefer this fight to be. Correa just trying to use the jab. Got caught by a left hand there, though. Let's go with that left hook into the final 10 seconds of the round. Didn't quite get Ruslan cleanly there. The crowd liked it, but it didn't really land. It was with the inside of the glove, really, with the palm of the glove more than anything else. For a good backhand there, right at the very end of the round there. Ruslan, I'd say probably did the slightly better work in that opening 3 minutes. Needs to throw short, straight punches because Correa by winging shots. And all three judges have gone for Ruslan.
Ecosocialismo y aguas, Ernesto Paiva.
I like the look of Jesus Correa. I think he's going to be an interesting fighter to watch, but he does look a bit vulnerable.
Hey, no holding.
And I just wonder whether Ruslan might have the opportunity to catch him in these final 4 rounds. As I said before, he's got a nice, loose kind of languid style, Correa, but those gloves do come back quite low. Doesn't always protect himself. Good left hand there though from Correa, just popped out. Caught Ruslan as he was trying to move in onto the inside. There's a good chance that the heads might come together in this one. The referee hasn't been quite as fussy about it as the previous 2 have been. Left hand caught Correa there and he just ushers Ruslan in. Tries to come forward behind the jab. Trying to throw the uppercut on the inside there. Correa then just has a quick look at the referee. I think he's expecting the referee to come in and break a bit sooner than he did there in the end. Just switched southpaw there briefly, Ruslan. Trying to unload on Correa in the corner. Needs to get those gloves up a little bit more, Correa, for me, to be honest. Just kind of lapsing into that cross defence there with the right hand up and the left hand across the midriff, trying to roll that shoulder. You see a lot of fighters try that. Floyd Mayweather really is to blame. He does it so effectively that everybody else, of course, just looks at him and feels that that is the way to go. But if you can't do it properly, it can be very dangerous. Invented originally, to be honest, as a counter-attacking ploy, that right hand up high by the side of the head. To be used as a weapon.
Head up. No holding, Venezuela. No agarre. Suéltalo.
Supposed to tuck up behind that shoulder and let punches bounce off that shoulder. The right hand is there to be used, but fighters adapt it for their own purposes. Left hook let go there by Ruslan. He's just forced Correa onto the back foot in this 2nd round.
No holding, no holding. Break, step up. Hey, step up.
Just 18 years old, Jesus Correa, and it's difficult to see him staying at light welterweight. He's bound to go through the weights. That frame has still, I think, got some filling out to do. Correa's putting a lot into this fight. And there's maybe a little bit too much kind of jerky movement from him as well, which does tend to wear down the energy reserves a bit. Ruslan is more economical of the 2. Well, split scoring for that round. Judge A and C have both gone for Ruslan, which opens up a 2-point gap. Judge B has gone for Correa, which sees it 19 apiece. Quite generous that to Correa, I think, from Judge B, to be honest.
Second fuera.
Second out, second.
Second, vamos, second. Go.
But you do often see different things from different sides of the ring.
Go.
And that was a good double left hand there from Correa, that we've just seen on tape. Let's go again with that left hook. Uslian managed to slip inside it and land a left of his own. Needs to use that jab more, Correa. That's the way to keep Uslian off him. Doesn't really throw a lot of straight shots, Correa, whereas Uslian is just looking to bull his way forward and just try and rough him up to an extent. You can't really get away with that kind of thing in AIBA boxing, not to anything like the extent you can in professional boxing. And there is always the chance that Correa could time Uslian on the way in with those long levers. If he can set those feet, dig the toes in, he can get a real dig on him, I'm sure. Uslian lets go with a big right hand, and Correa managed just to move away from it. Just a bit of swelling coming up underneath the right eye there of Jesus Correa.
No holding, Lucia, no holding. Break, step back, hey, step back.
Hitting on the break there, Correa, that was a little bit naughty. It didn't really hurt Uslian though.
Go!
Well, no knockdown there.
Go!
Just having a glance over towards his corner there, Correa. Trying to take in the advice that they're giving him. Uslian again steps in and piles in a right to the body. Overhand right from Uslian again.
Step back, Ray.
He's looked for that smearing right hand a couple of times in this round, Uslian. I think he feels that Correa can be open to it. He doesn't really bring that left hand back. And I think he's beginning to look a little bit tired in there as well, the 18-year-old.
Go! Hey, con la parte de la cabeza, vamos. Go!
Straight left hand from Uslian. Got its way through, right at the end of the punch though, so not too much snap on it by the time it was delivered, by the time it landed. Flicks out the jab there, Correa. He needs to do more of that. Bell goes at the end of the third. And he's putting up a good argument here, Jesus Correa. That was Uslian's round again, though, for me. And all three judges have gone the way of the Russians, so a 3-point margin now on two of the cards, just a single point for Judge B, so Correa has got it all to do here. He's got to score 10-8s on a couple of those cards if he's going to turn this around. It was always a big ask given the disparity between them in terms of their international experience. Good defensive work there from Correa. Trying to just close that gap slightly and make those hands a little bit busier. Just winding up the right hand. He doesn't lack confidence, that's for sure, but I think he may be better off at the moment, just sticking more to the basics. Developing more of a jab, particularly for a fighter with his height. Corner just want those hands to keep moving.
Head up! Lucia, head up!
He has tended to throw quite a lot of single shots. That jab's a very defensive jab as he's just taking the weight back there. He's just pushing it out. There's nothing on it whatsoever. And Ruslian really feels he can just walk forward through it. A little bit of the fizz has gone out of the Russians' work as well, though, to be honest, as we head towards the final minute of round 4.
Venezuela.
But unless Correa can do something pretty exceptional in the final 4 minutes of this fight, then it will be a 2-1 lead for the Russian boxing team, with 2 bouts remaining at middleweight and heavyweight. Again, Correa just indulging in a touch of showboating. And the crowd have just gone a little bit quiet. I think they know that this one is getting away from Caciques at the moment. Well, that's some nice work there from Correa. He didn't really land, but then it was a nice slip just to get away from the right hand of Ruslian, and then was quickly back into his boxing stance, into his on-guard position. Well, just the 5th and final round remaining between these two. This light welterweight, 64 kilograms. Jesus Correa of the Caciques Venezuela and Abak Ruslian of the Russian boxing team.
Y no aquel que se sienta orgulloso de ser venezolano que haga una pucha.
And again, it's a clean sweep for Ruslian there, so 4 points to margin on 2 cards, and 2 points the difference for Judge B. So Jesus Correa needs a stoppage, just as Bakhtivar Nazarov did in our previous encounter.
Round número 5.
Ruslian just doubling up on the jab to the body. That looked a bit low to me with the left hand, and the referee has said exactly the same thing. He could have given Correa a little bit of time to recover there. He didn't seem hurt particularly, but having said that, it was without doubt a low blow. He was entitled to a few seconds there if he wanted it. And the gum shield has come out, and it belongs to Ruslian, so they'll just get that one rinsed off. If the gum shield keeps coming out, then you can lose a point. I doubt that's going to happen to Ruslian at this stage. It really is punishment generally for it being a deliberate ploy. The gum shield keeps coming out, it buys you some time, it gives you a rest, interrupts proceedings, if indeed that's what you feel you need to do. Again, just throws those arms wide. Correa, it's understandable, he's a young man and this is a big occasion for him, but he does just need to, I think, refine and hone those boxing staples, if you like, the jab, the defence. Moving towards the final minute. I did wonder at the end of that first round, and I said it at the time, whether Correa could be a candidate for a stoppage because of the way he just at times brings his chin out. It hasn't proved to be the case. Not unless Ruslian can close the show in the last 3/4 of a minute here.
Holding. Right, step up.
Well, just punching on the break, he's done that a couple of times, Correa, and Uslian wasn't impressed with that. Uslian going to work on the body. And it's the final 10 seconds, and this will be another point in the bag for Russia. So 2-1 after 3 bouts will be the scoreline. And we will get that confirmed just as soon as these two get ungloved and called to the centre of the ring once the bell goes, which it will any second now. There it does go. So as I say, another point for the Russian boxing team. Correa needed to stop Uslian in that 5th and final round, which he clearly did not do, and it would have gone to Uslian on the scorecards, I'm sure, as well. So it'll be 2 scores of 50-45 and a third of 49-46. But that's a decent debut, I would say, from Jesus Correa. Just 18. He's certainly got a little bit of swagger about him, a touch of confidence, which you need. And physically, he is going to develop. That strength will increase, that frame will fill out a bit as well. Doesn't really have that man strength just yet, you wouldn't say. Uslian at 24 does. I'm just waiting for our MC to pick up the official scorecard.
Señoras y señores, este es el veredicto de los jueces. Juez número 1.
Judge number 1.
50-45.
50-45.
Juez número 2.
Judge number 2.
49-46.
49-46.
Juez número 3.
Judge number 3.
50-45.
50-45.
Ganador por decisión unánime, la esquina roja de Rusia Boxing Team, Uslian.
Well, our MC made a mistake there. He gave the scores out correctly, 50-45, 49-46 and 50-45, and then announced it as being to the red corner, which was why Jesus Correa celebrated there briefly, but it was, of course, in favour of the blue corner. Avak Uslian is the man who gets the point in the bag for Russia. So 2-1 now after 3 fights, and contests remaining at middleweight 75 kilograms and then at 91 kilos, which is heavyweight, of course. The next fight will be at middleweight between Eni Saavedra and Andrei Kovalchuk. And middleweight is a weight at which Russia has huge strength and depth. Peter Kamakov qualified via WSB last season, but they also have an APB middleweight champion in Artem Chebotarev. He won that recently, and it's Chebotarev who has been chosen by the Russians, who's down on the list for Russia at the moment to compete at the Olympic Games. Chebotarev beating Adam Kalichi at the Bagchalar Sports Complex in Istanbul. That was on February the 6th, so last Saturday. Arlen Lopez was the man who won gold at the World Championships in Doha at 75 kilos. And here comes Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk, 22 years old. Russian national champion.
Y ahora todo el se coloca de pie para recibir a nuestro, al de la casa, por caciques de Venezuela, Henry, el chino Saavedra.
Well, Henry Saavedra, despite being 24 years old, is phenomenally experienced. Over 350 bouts on his record, which is incredible, really. Got a bronze at the American Confederation Championships in Vargas last summer, and got a bronze at the Pan American Games as well in Canada. A silver at the American Championships in Chile in 2013, so has been around the block more times than most people and has got the hardware to show for it. In WSB last season, beat the likes of Anthony Campbell and Christian Zarate. Was stopped in the first round in 2014 by Arlen Lopez, the aforementioned Arlen Lopez. That was in the Central American and Caribbean Games qualifier. Lopez, who won the World Championship final against Bektemir Melekuziev of Uzbekistan. Final instructions from the referee. Saavedra making his first outing of the season. Johan Jose Gonzalez boxed at 75 kilos in week 1 for the Caciques and won against the Rafico Hussars. He actually won the Rio 2016 test event as well, which took place not that long ago. Those facilities in Rio being put under the microscope, passed with flying colours from what I hear. Saavedra with a slight height advantage over Kovalchuk. Nice left to the body there from Saavedra.
Watch the head. Keep the head up, Rasha. Watch the head. Keep the head up.
Kovalchuk tried to pin Saavedra back on the ropes there, but Saavedra just found an exit the way to his left-hand side. Looks a well-balanced fighter, Saavedra. Good organised stance. Just dips those knees a little bit. Kowalczyk, on the other hand, stands quite square some of the time.
Don't hold. Don't hold, Rafa. Break!
Kowalczyk trying to let go the right to the body. Good clipping left hand there from Saavedra. And some good evasive work there from the Venezuelan again. Just rolled underneath a couple of punches and then stabbed in a left to the body.
Don't hold. Right!
Saavedra just tying up Kowalczyk's left arm on the wrong side of the referee, so our official couldn't see that. Kowalczyk likes to get in at close quarters of trade. He doesn't mind taking a couple on the forearms, on the gloves, as he did there, to get into range. The pressure fighter, Saavedra of the two, and the evidence of this opening round is the more skilled.
Hands up! Hands up!
But it's not always the more skilled fighter who wins. Kowalczyk.
Don't hold! Don't hold!
Well, we'll have to see whether he can keep this kind of tempo going if Saavedra manages to catch him on the way in, and then just a couple of punches traded right on the belt.
Gobierno Bolivariano de Venezuela. Ministerio del Poder Popular para la Juventud.
Saavedra the more accurate of the two in that opening 3 minutes on my card.
Gobierno Bolivariano del Alcaldía de WSB World Series of Boxing. Camas.
And Saavedra gets it on all three of the judges' cards. So first round to the Venezuelan.
Vamos, mi público animado, apoyando a los nuestros, a los de Caciques de Venezuela. Pa, 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 pa,
Saca afuera.
And you look at the fighters qualified at this weight as we just cast our eyes back over some of the action from that first round. The likes of Ilyas Abadi of Algeria, Hossam Abdin of Egypt, Artem Chavotarev, as I mentioned, Thomas Jablonski of Poland, Adam Kalichi, who was beaten in that APB final by Chavotarev, Olen Lopez and Bektamir Melekuziev, so a lot of talent at middleweight as well. The standard in the IBA competitions, World Championships, Continental Championships, the Olympics, of course,
Watch the head, watch the head.
so high.
Stop.
Never been more difficult to qualify for the Olympics
Box.
than it is now. Chances remaining for the fighters who haven't yet made it. Plenty of berths still available, 190 for the men, 36 still to be decided for the women. Women's World Championships coming up in Astana in Kazakhstan in
Watch the head,
May.
Russia. Keep
Move
the head
back
up.
to May.
Hands up.
Between the
Don't hold.
19th and the 27th. WSB finals were in Astana last June as well. I was lucky enough to be there, and it was a terrific 2 days of boxing between the Cuba Domodores and the Astana Arlands. The Arlands winning 6-4. Looked like we might have a box-off for Ivan Dichku. Took care of Joandri Toirak at super heavyweight.
Right. Stop. Break, step back.
And the Domodores losing as many bouts over the course of those 2 days in the finals, almost as many as they lost over the duration of the entire rest of the season. Left hand there from Kowalczyk, just caught Saavedra as he laid back on the ropes.
Watch the head. Heads up. Right. Don't fall.
Kowalczyk just resting his head on the shoulder of Saavedra. That's 10 seconds of the round. A bit scrappy this second round, not a great deal has got through from either of these two. That's a good example there, right at the very end. Punches thrown, but none really landed. A couple maybe just made a little bit of contact, but right at the end of their journey. So no weight behind any of them. Only just trying to get some air to Saavedra.
Vence hacia allá, vamos a hacer una ola a la cuenta de 3. Vamos a ver cómo está ese público. 1, 2, 3, dale para arriba. Eso. Y ahora, ¿qué pasó, pana? Hay un malecón allá. Pareciera que hay un malecón, no pasó el agua para allá. Vamos de nuevo, muchachos.
Saavedra gets it on all three cards again, so a couple of points up after the opening two rounds.
2, 3, dale para arriba.
Which would level things up at 2 apiece if it keeps going this way. There's still 3 rounds to go in this contest, of course, but 2-2 after 4 bouts would do very nicely. Set things up for a winner takes all, and it would be another 3-2 scoreline. We'll have to wait and see which way it went, but it's been 3-2s all the way in Group C so far. Argentina and Poland getting going in about 35 minutes' time. Nice jab there from Saavedra. And the right uppercut didn't miss by much there. It may even have just clipped the chin of Kowalczyk, who was just leaning on a bit. I think he might have been hurt there, the Russian.
Don't fall. Heads up. Don't hold. Russia, don't hold. Stop. Keep the head. Box.
Just slipped a little bit with his front foot there, Saavedra, as he was setting himself to let the right hand go. Tucks in a left to the body.
Watch the heads.
And he maybe needs to be a little bit careful at that kind of range, because Kowalczyk can be dangerous on the inside there. Saavedra, I think, has the beating of him any which way, whether it's at range or whether it is in closer. But he doesn't really need to engage in what is more Kowalczyk's kind of a fight, or at least the kind of fight that Kowalczyk would prefer to have.
Keep the head up.
Good left hand there from Kowalczyk. And he's having some success. And Saavedra just doesn't need to be doing this. He can keep this more at distance if he so chooses.
Watch the head, Venezuela. Watch the head.
Left to the body there from Kowalczyk. Good 1-2 there from Saavedra. He made Kowalczyk miss and then made him pay. Left followed by Chris Bright. And a good finish to the round there from Andriy Saavedra. Again, might be enough to take that on the cards. Kowalczyk never stops coming forward. He cannot fault the aggression or the work rate. The quality is in the red corner.
De Venezuela. Sube el run.
Well, Judge A has gone with Kowalczyk in that round, which means it's just the 1 point between the two on that particular card, judges B and C have, for the third time in a row, gone with the home fighter. So again, a lot to do here for Kowalczyk as we go into the closing stages.
Seconds out.
Entrada libre.
Russia.
Round número 4.
Rather laboured looking right hand there from Saavedra. But Kowalczyk wasn't in any kind of a position to counter it. Right to the body from Saavedra. Kowalczyk still coming forward. Saavedra hasn't put any kind of a meaningful dent in his opponent just yet, but he has landed the cleaner shots throughout the course of the fight so far, and just a little bit of a slip there on the centre of the ring from Kowalczyk, where that logo is.
Watch the head, Venezuela. Watch the head.
The match between Argentina and Poland that I mentioned, it's underway already actually. Argentina 2-0 up currently, so the Rapico Hussars with it all to do there. They've been on the wrong end of a couple of 3-2 scorelines. They've picked up a point on each occasion. If you lose 3-2, you get a point. If you win the match, you get 3.
Watch the head. Heads up, guys.
Double jab there from Kowalczyk. Both of those just landed slightly short.
Don't hold. Stop. Okay. Box.
The referee just having a quick word with Kowalczyk about pushing down on Saavedra.
Watch the head, Venezuela. Watch the head.
Haven't had any head clashes tonight, which is always a good thing to be able to say. And if anything, really, the
Don't hold.
man more likely to cause a head clash out of these two is Saavedra, because he's the one who, when he slips underneath punches, does tend to come up a little bit with that head. Good example there.
Watch the head. Heads up.
Heads just rubbing together towards the end of the round. And you can maybe make a bit more of a case for Kowalczyk, I think, in that 4th round. But Saavedra just touching distance away from the win now.
Muchachos, muchachas, vamos. Quinto y último asalto de esta categoría. Todo el mundo apoyando al chino. Todo el mundo apoyando al chino. ¿Dónde está la gente de Venezuela? Vamos, 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 dale para arriba.
Cállate un timo ahora. Sigo, pasando la izquierda, la derecha y después, pam, pam, 3-4 golpes. ¿Yo? ¡Ey! Vamos, usted ahora, este es el último round.
Que se
One of the
oiga.
judges has gone Kowalczyk's way, but the other two didn't, so it's not impossible that he could turn this into a majority draw, maybe, in the final round. That would mean he would need to win 10-8 with Judge A and Judge C. It's
Round número 5.
pretty difficult to see, but that one card
up,
in his
guys.
favour
Keep the head up.
means that he is still in with a chance here. Right hand landed there from Saavedra.
Don't hold.
And those short stinging punches, what really works for him. coming from distance, he hasn't managed to get through all that often. And he's busy with his hands on the inside. That's a good uppercut. Keep the heads up. Forehead to forehead, and good to see the referee just letting them get on with it. He had a word about the heads coming together, but he didn't step in and break. There was no need. The arms were free. But you do often see referees jump in when the fighters are resting on each other's shoulders, when they're trying to get to work on the inside. That's one of the really good things, I think, about the rule changes that have come in over the last couple of years. The head guards coming off, but also the 10-point must scoring system. That's been the big one for me, because it's meant that you've seen more inside fighting. You've not just seen fighters trying to jump in, deliver a scoring punch and then get out again, up on their toes. It's, I think, just more interesting to watch for that reason. Bantamweight final in the World Championships between Michael Conlan and Murodjon Akmadaliev was a really good example of that. Just all round, a very entertaining fight. The sort of fight you wouldn't have seen 3 years ago, I would say. Rule changes came in before the World Championships in Almaty in 2013.
Keep the heads up!
All the talk has been about the head guards coming off because of the orofacial trauma, as they call it, cuts and concussions to the rest of us. Nice left hook there from Saavedra, and I think he feels that he may have hurt Kowalczyk slightly there, just trying to push him back with the forearms. The referee is
don't hold, okay? Box.
Happy to let a few things go here, which is making for an enjoyable fight. And it's been a good final round here from Saavedra. But Kowalczyk has put a lot into this as well. Let's have all the fighters we've seen so far. There have been some fairly wide wins on the cards, but everything has been competitive. There's a stoppage win in the first fight as well. And it's going to be 2 apiece heading into the heavyweight contest, which will be a winner-takes-all. Nice defensive work there from Saavedra right at the very end. Still had enough about him, still had enough sharpness in the reflexes just to take the weight back into his heels. And swing out of the way of that left hand from Kowalczyk. A good performance there from Edwin Saavedra. And he's won that fight comfortably enough against a good opponent in Andrei Kowalczyk.
Gobierno Bolivariano de Venezuela, Ministerio del Poder Popular para la Juventud y el Deporte, Instituto Nacional de Deporte.
So Darren O'Neill and Sergei Kalchugin, back in the dressing rooms, getting loose, will know that this is all going to come down to them. Andrei Kowalczyk, I'm sure, realises that he's not going to get the decision here.
Juez número 3, number 3, 49-46, 49-46. Por decisión unánime, gana Andrei El Chino Saavedra.
So Andrei Saavedra gets it 49-46 on all 3 cards, which I think means that one of the judges gave that final round to Kowalczyk and the other 2 to Saavedra. But 4 rounds to 1 is the final result from all 3 of the judges. So after 4 bouts, true to form in this group, it is 2-2. And this heavyweight clash between Darren O'Neill, the Irishman boxing for Venezuela, and the Russian boxing team Sergei Kalchugin is what is going to decide who gets the win here. And this was a really good scrap between Saavedra and Kowalczyk. And well refereed too. and confirmation of the state of affairs. Well, TV just taking the opportunity, local TV, to get a quick word with Endry Saavedra, which will just add to the tension for Darren O'Neill and Sergei Kalchugin. Kalchugin at 28, very, very experienced. They both are a wealth of experience, international experience between these two. Kalchugin has been operating at elite international level since 2006, so a decade ago now. Evgeny Tishchenko will box for Russia at 91 kilograms in Rio, won a silver medal in the World Championships. Well, the gold medal, I beg your pardon, beat Arislandi Savon of Cuba in the final. Savon still to qualify, actually, for Rio. Well, Darren O'Neill very much hoping to make it to Rio as well, of course. He was in London in 2012. He was the Irish captain, operating at middleweight at that stage. Went out to Germany, Stefan Hertel, who has turned professional since under Sauerland. I've seen a good few of his early pro fights. He's progressing along nicely. Fought at World Championships, at European Championships. Colombia's Davis Julio boxed at 91 kilos for Venezuela in week one, lost to Michael Olas. That was the deciding bout. Or rather, it was a bout that gave Poland a second point on the night and a point in the match overall for a 3-2 defeat.
No low blow, no holding.
So here we go for the final bout of the night, and this is a decider, 2-2 after the first four encounters. And whoever can get the win here, take the 3 points for their side. Both of these two guaranteed a single point. Hence with a 3-2 defeat. So O'Neill in the southpaw stands, boxing for Venezuela. Hoping to compete for Ireland in the summer in Rio. 4 Irish fighters have already made it. Paddy Barnes, Michael Conlon, Joe Ward and Stephen Donnelly. Ward picked up a silver in the World Championships. He's losing to Julio La Cruz. Conlon qualified via World Championship gold and WSB. Barnes via WSB. does have one very notable scalp on his record on his way to a 2010 European silver medal. He defeated Sergei Derevianchenko of the Ukraine, who was really some fighter. Talked to other boxers about him. I was talking to Conrad Cummings about Derevianchenko, and Cummings still rates him as the best fighter he's been in with. Derevianchenko progressing nicely as well. He actually lost in the final in 2010, O'Neill, to the aforementioned Artem Chabotarev as well, so you can see the kind of company he's mixed in. That was at middleweight though. 75 kilos is now filled out up into heavyweight, 16 kilograms more. And just got a little bit off balance there by Kalchugin, who just looks the more poised of the two. A little awkward there, O'Neill, as he came forward. Just having a quick word with O'Neill about a couple of potential rabbit punches there. Back in the early days, the punch around the back of the head was not exactly being allowed, wasn't ever really picked up on. Guys like Jack Dempsey, for example, the heavyweight champion of the 1920s, would just specialise in it. He specialise in most fouls, to be perfectly honest, but things have changed since then, particularly in Aiba boxing. There's very little you can get away with. The referees are there to ensure that it is absolutely a level playing field. And it is a test of skill and nothing else. No room for the dark arts. Use that jab there, Kalchugin. Which could be a good weapon for him. He's the taller of these two as we slide through the final 10 seconds of the round. Nice right to the body there from Kalchugin, just to finish the round.
Ministerio del Poder Popular para la Juventud y el Deporte, Instituto Nacional de Deporte, Federación Venezolana de Boxeo, Gobierno Bolivariano del Estado Vargas.
It's interesting when you see fighters go through the weights, because now they've been rearranged. Well, it was a good while ago now. It was for the last Olympics in 2012. There were 13 weight divisions, pared down to 10 to make room for 3 weight divisions for women's boxing, of course, which was in the Olympics for the first time in 2012. 2 judges have gone for Kalchugin, 1 has gone for O'Neill. I would have gone Kalchugin myself, but there wasn't a great deal to pick between the two. So O'Neill was fighting at middleweight, which is 75 kilograms. Then you have light heavyweight at 81, and then 10 kilograms above that. So I wonder what he does weigh, whether he is right up to that 91 kilo limit. He doesn't look too flashy, but Kalchugin looks the bigger man of the two. Did used to be cruiserweight at 86 kilograms in between there, which I would say maybe would have suited him slightly better, but obviously that's not an option.
Okay, stop.
Kalchugin just a little off balance as he came in behind the right hand there, switched southpaw for just a few seconds.
No hold him.
Cupping left hand there from Kalchugin, didn't really land solidly on O'Neill. O'Neill just falling short with that backhand. Short right hand got through there from Kalchugin.
Okay, stop. Look me. No, look, loose. Box!
Shrug of the shoulders there from O'Neill as the referee had a quick word about use of the shoulder. Didn't seem to be too much use of it to me. O'Neill's left hand just catching Kalchugan on the shoulder.
Punches, no punches, no punches. Okay, stop. Hey, watch your hair, okay? Box!
Southpaw against Orthodox is making for quite a messy fight here. O'Neill's quite tricky, unorthodox customer at times.
Stop.
Just stumbling forward.
Look me. Here, box. Hey. Box.
Kalchugan just trying to ragdoll O'Neill around a bit here. Manoeuvre him into the kind of distance he needs to get him at. He hasn't been able to do that yet.
Stop. No this, okay? Box.
O'Neill looking for the left to the body. That's better from Kalchugan. That's exactly the kind of distance he needs to find O'Neill at. Just had room there to get those arms working, and I think some of those shots took something out of O'Neill there. He was battering away to the body, to the rib cage. O'Neill raises his fist, but I think that flurry from Kalchugan towards the end of the round will have won him that particular 3 minutes.
La serie está igualada al momento 2-2. Importante ganar este combate para llevarnos la serie. Importante el apoyo de todo el público que se encuentra en el domo. ¡Bulla!
And all 3 judges go for Kalchugan, so level for Judge A and 20 points to 18 for judges B and C. So some work to do here for Darren O'Neill.
26 de febrero.
Mentioned that he boxed at London 2012. Very nearly made it to Beijing in 2008 as well, but
Cóndor de Argentina.
he went to Darren Sutherland. Close decision to decide really who was going to go to the Olympics. Kalchugan has been in with the likes of Lenia Perro, Clemente Russo, Haji Murtazaliev and WSB, but has lost to all of them. No real fizz on those punches from Kalchugan, but just putting some combinations together.
Okay, stop. No punches. Stop. Okay, stop.
O'Neill lets go with the right hand, but it misses the target by some distance, then looks for the left to the body, to the torso. Kalchugan just slings in a right hand. And that's a good combination again there. He's going to the body, and O'Neill just ends up dipping his head. Dipping low, almost to the waist. And I think Kalchugan fancies just trying to tattoo O'Neill around the ribcage here. He's finding that an easier target than the head, because mostly he's punching down when he's trying to find the head of O'Neill. He does dip a little bit low at times.
Okay, stop. No punches.
Into the final minute of round 3. Kalchugan just holding out that left hand, trying to keep O'Neill on the end of it.
Stop.
And through a short left hook. It's just difficult for O'Neill to get inside those long arms of Kalchugan to any great effect. I just don't really think he's a heavyweight, if I'm honest. Kalchugan Again, just looking to work away. Right to the body, and then Kalchugan just takes a step away to his right-hand side, turns his man.
Stop! Block me. No, block.
The referee saying that was a little bit low, and I think he's probably right.
Box!
Bell goes at the end of the third round. And Kalchugan is having the better of this. That's another round in the bank for him, I would say.
Vamos, mi público. Hay caciques de Venezuela. ¿Dónde están los que apoyan a caciques de Venezuela?
Darren O'Neill's got a lot to do in there.
Vamos, muchachos, no se me desmayen, vamos.
But again, all three of the judges go for Kalchugan. So O'Neill is already on two of those cards into 10-8 territory. That's what he needs.
Vamos, mi gente de Venezuela.
Second fuera.
And when he punches to the head, Kalchugan, he has problems because O'Neill makes himself a difficult
Round
target to
number
find,
4.
but the body is easier for him to locate. And I think that's where he has his sight set now. It's where he's had most success.
Stop! No holding.
Argentina 3-0 up against Poland, so they will take the 3 points in that match, that's for sure. Poland could potentially win those final two bouts and pick up another single point, which is what they've done in their two encounters in the group so far. But it looks as though it will be 2 wins out of 2 for both Argentina and Russia after their opening 2 fixtures. Well, cut for O'Neill on the corner of the left eye there. Not sure if that was caused by a punch or a clash of heads. The referee hopefully will clarify. The blood running clear of the eye though, so it doesn't seem to be a particular problem for O'Neill. It won't be helping him, that's for sure, but what you absolutely don't want is the blood running into the eye and affecting the vision, and that's not the case, or at least it doesn't look like it. Good right to the body there from Kalchugan. Maybe get a look at that between rounds.
Okay, stop. Time.
And the referee's going to get the ringside doctor to have a look at this, I think. Well, it's a question of how deep it is, really. It's long, but not all that wide. And the doctor, to be honest, really should just wipe this clean rather than apply pressure. At times you see doctors almost do the job of the cuts man, and that's not really what they're there for. I'm happy to let this continue. O'Neill has got to come out swinging here, and I think he knows it. He's behind on the card, so word is to get stopped due to the cut at the end of the round. He's going to lose, and he's leaving himself a little bit open here as well, and Kalchugan is just starting to unload. He caught a couple on the chin there as he was coming forward, O'Neill. Kalchugan landing some heavy shots to body and head.
Stop. No punches.
And Venezuela are on the receiving end here. The Russian corner will be very confident of getting this all-important win
Hold on.
in this 5th and final bout. Now the blood still comes. We may well have another look at that in the corner between rounds. I don't think it's got any worse. Well, a damaging round for Darren O'Neill. It was a Kalchugan round, that's for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a 10-8 possibly from one of the judges, maybe from a couple of the judges, because after he came back out, after the doctor had a look at that cut, he tried to swing O'Neill and he got caught quite a few times by Kalchugan. You can see the cut is long across the corner of the eyebrow, and the blood from it is running clear of the left eye, but that will take some repairing. Boxers not required to fight as regularly in Season 6 as they were in Season 5. Well, the Vaseline not being too tenderly applied there.
Okay, time.
Well, 10-9 all round for Kalchugan, so he's got this fight in his back pocket, and it will be a win for the Russian boxing team. It just remains to be seen really whether Darren O'Neill can get through this final round. He'll be absolutely determined to, but if that cut gets worse, then I think his corner will probably look to pull him out sooner rather than later. There's no point inflicting further damage, chasing what is now essentially a lost cause. It's impossible to see him knocking Sergei Kalchugan out, which is what he needs to do. Kalchugan again just shoveling in punches to the body, and O'Neill is a fairly static target in there. Just a little tap on the side of the face there from Kalchugan.
Time.
And they're going to have another look at this cut.
Good.
Or maybe he was hit low there actually, O'Neill, as the referee called a slight timeout there because he was hit low. It wasn't altogether obvious. I think maybe the Venezuelan corner are thinking about bringing a halt to proceedings here, but it's going to continue. And just look at the physical difference between the two, and Kalchugan really is just so much bigger. Stepping up from middleweight to heavyweight is a massive leap, and he's done it in stages. He hasn't done it all at once, but 15 kilograms is a lot of weight.
Okay, stop.
It's about 32, 33 pounds in old money, so not far off 2.5 stone, just to give you an idea if you
Okay, stop. No punches.
work in imperial measures rather than metric. Well, into the final minute, and it's been a fairly comfortable win this for Sergei Kalchugan. Stiff right hand there though from O'Neill, just snaked through as he was letting a right of his own go.
Hey, no punches.
And the blood again just flowing from that cut even more freely now towards the end of this contest. But just 15 seconds remaining for O'Neill, and it will be Kalchugan who gets his hand raised when the scores are read out at the end of this fight, and he's won this 5th and final round as well. Caught with the left hand there, O'Neill, as the bell goes. And again, it's another good hard contest. Kalchugan has won it handily enough, but O'Neill played his part in there. Certainly very game, didn't let the cut affect him. But Kalchugan is going to emerge a clear winner, and Russia will get another 3-2 victory. So it'll be 2 wins out of 2 for them. It's going to be 2 wins out of 2 for Argentina. A win and a loss for Venezuela, and A win and 2 losses, I beg your pardon, for Venezuela, and it's going to be 3 defeats for the Rafako Hussars of Poland. And here's some action from that final round. Good left hand there from Kalchugin, and then immediately goes down to the body. And really punches through the guard like all Russian fighters do, all Eastern European fighters do. They really want to try and hurt you with every punch if they can. It's not always a trait of fighters in Olympic-style boxing, as we now call it. But even in the old computer point scoring days, when really the lightest of contact with the knuckle part of the glove on the target area would bring you a point, they all still just hit hard with every punch. O'Neill just having a little bit of trouble getting that glove off. Well, it doesn't matter too much if they call him to the centre of the ring with that glove still on, to be honest. They need some scissors is what they need to cut off that tape. Oh, there we go, finally. Well, Sergei Kalchugin gets the win, and that makes it 3-2 for the Russian boxing team. Some quite interesting scoring in there. 2 49-45s, so 10-8 round in there somewhere along the line. 48-46 as well from Judge A. And Russia have emerged victorious. Kalchugin with the clinching win in that 5th bout, and they are looking as strong as they always do. So a good evening of boxing from Venezuela, and the final score, as we know, it stands at Caciques de Venezuela 2, the Russian boxing team 3. Russia had